In this video, I will be showing you how to create a temple run style animation that involves a runner running away from anything you want, chasing it. This will also include exercising some advanced features like tween frames and movie clips. There will also be more, but I'll save that for later and stop wasting your time. I'm going to start off with the first thing we need to make, the moving background. To do this, you want to tap on an empty space in your canvas and scroll down to Library Tools as shown on the left side of the screen. You want to press the right arrow until you find Movie Clip Library Tools, and we will be creating a new movie clip. So what we first want to do is select our background we want to work with. I will be using the basic background city that you obtain by default when you first open Sticknodes. So the concept of this will be to make a moving slide for the camera, so it looks as if the background, the buildings in the background are moving, and it will create the illusion that the runner and the hunter will also be moving. This is only the very back layer. There will be a surface for the chase to occur on. This is just to add some texture to the background. I'm just using a plain basic city, but you can use anything you want, including something creative like the Nether Realm from Minecraft. So what we want to do to start off, if your background is short like mine, you want to copy and paste it, but make sure to leave the surface to the end, so all the backgrounds are actually behind it. So now that we have a good amount of buildings in the background, what we want to do is we want to select onto the top left where it shows to move multiple stick figures. You want to open it, and now anywhere you slide your screen, you will move everything that is not locked in position. So what we want to do with this, we want to frame by frame include moving this, and for utmost precision you can use the arrows in a high amount to move it in a perfect angle. So we will just begin with starting from the left, from the right coming to the left, as we take frames as the motion happens until we reach the start again. So it's done like this. So like this, we created a moving background. This will be where the chase will happen. except there will be a platform near the bottom center of the frame screen, and I mean that by this. Right now I'm trying to find the lock in position mode so it's unaffected by the move all nodes here. Lock stick figure in lock stick figure movement. So now if we also need to do that to this floor. So now that we've done that, when we use this, the floor and the stick figure will not be affected. So it will be as shown. So the red one is the chaser and the normal one is the runner, and this is what it'll look like after you've done most of the things. I'll just create an example animation in the movie clip. So what we want to do, we want to take a frame, we want to create a new frame while also moving the background slightly every time. Until we're back where we started. And on this case, that will be here. So when you finish, it should look like this. But make sure you do not repeat the same mistake I did and put the start frame at the end. Otherwise you will notice that small pause in the movement. We just want to make the last frame transition into the first frame. So it should look like this, just a bit faster. Once you've got it, we can move on to the next step. I finished smoothing out mine and now it looks like this. But a much easier method I discovered was to just start with frame 1, frame 2, and at frame 2 you want to create the back of the movement, so the very last frame. This makes it easier because now just frame 1 and 2, one at the start, one at the back. We can use this feature called tweened frames, which is on the very left over here. This will create another frame that includes half the movement between frame 1 and the frame after. So what I mean by this is that it will, as the buildings move, halfway in the movement will be another frame. So just about like here, it will create another frame there automatically just by pressing the button. We also need to tap up on the frames to access this. So add tween frame, and now there's a first, middle, and end. So now I'm going to create a middle between each of these so it's more smoother. And keep in mind it adds the middle after the frame you selected. So now it looks like this. Though I think it could use more smoothening, so I'm going to work on that. Once you have finished, you want to save as and give it a name. I will name mine moving background. Of course, you can name it anything you like. And we want to add this movie clip to our library so we have access to it. Also, movie clips work with, it works when you press the animated, so you add movie clip and you want to press animated. So now each frame that goes by will also play a frame of the movie clip, like that. The one mistake I made, I kept the stick figures in here, so I'm just going to quickly fix that. And just in case you made the same mistake I did, you don't want to save it again, you just want to press finish editing and it will automatically make the changes. Now that we've done the background, we want to start on the movement of the stick figures movie clips. So now we want to go back and create a new movie clip to involve a runner. My runner will be the basic stick figure, and we just want to make a basic running animation. And in case you do not know how to make one, I will walk through it with you. So first we want to make a floor so we know where the feet is being placed when the steps are being made. So there are multiple steps to a sprint when animating. You want to go from start pose to end pose, and the most basic one is with the right arm and the right leg exchanges places with the left leg. repeatedly. But do not make the mistake of only creating the movement of the right arm back to the left and not including left going back into right to restart the movie clip in a smoother pattern. We will delete the floor after we are done animating the running. And now first we want to make the start position. And remember, we do not want our stick figure to move in the movie clip. We just want him to stay in the center doing motions. So we want to open our start position. This is going to be my start position. The next frame, we want to go into another position. So now we want to start taking off up. So we want our stick figure to move up. And we want to start the motion of exchanging places with the opposite limb. So first going up, then we want to go back down after we've created the frame. And while we're going down, we also want to launch the foot we started off with, so it's off the ground. So it looks like you're thrusting forward. And to make it more obvious, you may want to lean your figure like this. And we've done one half of the step. Now we want to do the other half, which is going back. So we will just do the same thing, except it is reverse now. We will create going up while exchanging the positions. Also, a tip, you want to make sure your arms do not stay stationary, but don't make the same mistake I did and make the frame first and then go up. Sorry for the pause. So we want to go up, exchanging positions, and down with the thrust. So now we are back where we started. And of course we are going to make this smoother with tween frames. But look at this, our legs are not moving off the ground. So we want to make a greater pause when our feet are in the air. So we can do that. By just simply adding another frame to the air. I think I messed up mine a little bit somewhere, so I'm just going to quickly fix it and come back. Also, a tip to put in mind, you want you want to recheck your frames to make sure your stick figure is in the center at all times. So when you play it, it looks like he's just running on the spot. And another tip to make all your animations better is to put tweening on, usually at a low level. So now it looks like this. But you can notice a small pause after every step, and how the back leg it seems to be stationary. So what you want to do, you want to create some movement in the back leg. So now it looks more dramatic for effect, but don't overdo it like this. And if it still looks like this, worry not. To make the crossover more obvious, you should maybe make one of the legs a lighter tone. So like this. And this is my final result. But do not forget to delete the flaws in each frame, because you will have a flaw in the background movie clip. And of course you want to recheck your frames to make sure your stick figure is always centered. So the end result should be something smooth like this. I'm honestly quite proud of this, and you just repeat this similar kind of step for the hunter, and you just put it on the background as I'm about to show you. This is my final product. So now we've created all three movie clips. All we need to do is just play frame by frame until of course it repeats itself. So now it looks like this. Of course you can do some modifications, like maybe add special effects, but this is a basic tutorial on how to make just like a basic a template for a case. Alright, that's the end, and I will see you in part 2 where I try to make attacks and dodging for this running.